In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips to make your man want you and value you like never before. That's right, 5 psychologically based tips that will have him seeing you as his queen and showing you how much he wants you and values you every day. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking on the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, how to make your man want you and value you like his queen. First, I need to say that if you apply the 5 tips that I talk about in this video, your man is going to recognize the difference and begin to want you, value you, and appreciate you like never before. That's for sure. But it's not going to happen because you are manipulative or playing mind games or by playing hard to get. Because honestly, those techniques don't really work on a high quality man, or they don't work for long. No, a high quality man will see right through those games and is not going to respect or admire a woman who he thinks is playing games or trying to manipulate him. That you can bet on. Instead, this video is focused on helping you to demonstrate your value in his life, and he's going to recognize and begin to show you how much he appreciates you and wants you. And that's going to keep him naturally pursuing you because he wants you to be his other half. So yes, apply these principles in your life and you'll be very happy with your results. So without further ado, here are the 5 tips. Number 1, believe that you are the prize. Now, what do I mean by believe that you are the prize? Well, do you believe in the core of your being that you are a woman who deserves to be loved unconditionally by a wonderful man? And if so, do your dating behaviors or your relationship behaviors communicate that? Because when you believe that you are a woman deserving of love, you will act the part and attract that kind of man. Essentially, believing that you are the prize is practicing self-love. But as you can imagine, practicing self-love in the context of a new intimate relationship is often easier said than done. Because when you have strong romantic desires for another person, we often do things that we think will win their affection. We overlook red flags and forgive bad behavior. That chemically induced love fog overrides our ability to evaluate things clearly and objectively, and we get swept up and are sometimes engaging in behaviors that are anything but self-loving. And this is when the majority of dating mistakes happen. The mistakes that cause men to undervalue you or lose interest and even to take advantage of you. Remember, a man will treat you the way that you allow him to treat you. So, when your boundaries are being tested by a man, how do you handle it? Do you give him multiple chances or make excuses for his poor behavior because you're afraid of losing him? If so, that needs to change immediately. Instead, when you believe that you're the prize, you put your self-respect above your feelings and you remain true to your standards and you enforce your personal boundaries. Believing that you are the prize also means that you're not constantly trying to measure how much he likes you or wants you. No, when you know your own value and your own self-worth, you're more focused on making sure that he measures up. Is he good enough for you? When you believe that you're the prize, you're more focused on how compatible he is and how he will be an addition to your life, not worrying about the possibility that he could find better than you. Because in actuality, there is no one better than you. There are people who are different, but not better. By the way, that reminds me of a very popular misconception that many women have. When they meet a great guy, they often assume that this guy has so many opportunities to meet women because he's such a great catch. And then they pursue and enter relationships with men out of fear that they must lock him down because they're worried that he has so many options to choose from. But let me assure you, men have it just as difficult as women have it when it comes to finding someone that they're truly compatible with and that they have chemistry with. If you and your man feel like you have great chemistry and things are going well, don't sell yourself short or worry that you could easily be replaced. Having a great connection with another person is very rare. And if he's found that connection with you, don't think it's so easy for him to meet another woman that he shares the same compatibility with. So, bottom line, when you practice self-love, when you believe that you're deserving, when you behave in a way that demonstrates this feeling, it influences all of your interactions and you radiate with positive energy and it wildly increases your level of attractiveness. That's when he recognizes how lucky he is to have a woman like you in his life. And that is when he begins to show you how much he appreciates you. Number 2, let him initiate contact at least 80% of the time. That means that 80% of the time you are going to let him be the first one to text and call and make plans with you. So he's the one who's going to be texting you good morning. He's the one who's going to be calling you. He's the one who's going to be asking you for plans. And this one is very important and often a rule that so many women disregard. Make sure that you're letting him initiate. Now, I know that so many of you are saying, why do I have to follow these ridiculous rules? Why can't I just text or call him when I want to? Why does it have to be an issue? Well, there are at least 4 reasons for this. First, if you are always the one to first show an interest in seeing him or even keeping in touch with him, you're robbing him of the space he needs to miss you and pursue you. The second reason, people value the things that they've worked hard for. As I've talked about before, the more effort he puts into you, the more he will appreciate and like you as a result. So let him work for you. The third reason, he's a man, and from both an evolutionary perspective as well as from a cultural perspective, men are prepared to pursue women in the courting process. So if you're the one who's always the first to reach out, to text, and to call, you risk upsetting this expectation and his desire to pursue you. So just don't make it a habit. That's why I said about 80% of the time, he should be reaching out to you. And the fourth reason, if he is initiating contact with you most of the time, it allows you to gauge his level of interest in you. In other words, you will know how he feels based on how proactive he is about seeing you and keeping in touch with you. Now, the third tip is super important. Keep watching because you don't want to miss this one. Number 3, never act exclusive with a man who's still keeping his options open. If a man tells you he's not looking for a relationship or anything serious, you need to believe him the first time before you invest more of yourself in your feelings. And this goes back to number 1. If you believe that you are the prize, you will know that you can and will do better. You will never entertain the idea of getting involved with a man who doesn't want a relationship, regardless of how attractive or successful or popular or desirable he might be. Oh, and the second part of this, don't believe for a minute that you are the one who is going to change a playboy into Mr. Commitment. I can't tell you the number of times a woman will ask me for advice on this very issue. She's in love and dating a man who acts like a boyfriend but does not want any type of relationship or commitment. And when I ask why they got involved with him if he told them from the start, they usually tell me that they thought if the relationship was special, if she were the special one, she would sway him into wanting a serious relationship. Don't get caught up in this arrangement. Doing so is only going to bring pain and frustration. Instead, when a man shows a cavalier attitude towards a commitment or tells you that he doesn't want a relationship, believe him and know that you can and you will do better. Number 4, share your romantic enthusiasm and infatuation only after you've secured a place of importance or commitment in his life. In other words, before you know where you stand with a man, don't start acting head over heels in love with him. Doing so with a newly interested man may result in him no longer seeing you as a challenge worthy of his full attention. Instead, it's important to reach a mutual level of interest before you show him how smitten you are. So if a man is making sincere and consistent attempts to make you want him, then he's probably really into you and becoming infatuated. So take things slowly here. Remember, men want that which is a challenge to obtain. Showing him your feelings too early makes him feel like he is the center of your universe, and that is anything but a challenge. Number 5, be willing to walk away. You must be willing to walk away from someone and something if it isn't working. Stop entertaining his half-hearted attempts to show you that he really cares. In other words, if he's giving you mixed messages, that's half-hearted. So if a man is not showing you the love and affection that you expect, don't complain about it or nag about it or fight with him. That's not going to change anything. Instead, take away your attention and be willing to walk away. If he has any kind of real desire for you, he will pull out all the stops to get you back. But again, he must know that he has to change or he's going to lose you. That's not something you need to tell him. It needs to be demonstrated in your behavior. He needs to feel that you aren't willing to settle, that you aren't going to tolerate behaviors or actions of his that you don't agree with. So he has to be afraid that he will lose you if he doesn't step up his game. And he will only experience this if he knows that you are willing and able to walk away from something that isn't right for you. By the way, I'd love to know some of the things that you have done to ensure your man values and wants and appreciates you like you deserve. Leave a comment and let's start a discussion. Oh, and if you found this video helpful or informative, please consider subscribing so that you're getting all of our new videos. You can click here to subscribe now or click here to watch the video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. I'll see you in the next video.